Hey students and parents, I wanted to take some time to review some of the point fighting rules. Let's begin by reviewing how to score points, the scoring areas, and the values of the techniques that can be scored. 1 point will be awarded for all hand techniques, as well as all kicks going to the body. 2 points will be awarded for all kicking techniques to the head, and 3 points will be awarded for all jump spin kicking techniques to the head. Let's begin by reviewing how to score points in some of the scoring areas. I've got Mr. Santa Maria here helping us out. Now keep in mind, 1 point is scored for any punching technique. If Mr. Santa Maria is scored to the head or to the body, either of those techniques would be worth 1 point. Now it's also 1 point for kicks to the body. If Mr. Santa Maria were to throw a side kick to the body or a round kick to the body, that would also be worth 1 point. Now 2 points are awarded for any kicks going to the head. Mr. Santa Maria, again, were to bring that kick upstairs to the head, that would be worth 2 points. The only other technique would be a jump spinning technique to the head. Mr. Santa Maria were to turn, jump, score to the head, 3 points will be awarded for that technique. Reminder that all matches will be 90 seconds. The most points scored in that time frame will be determined the winner. A 10-point spread can also end the fight prior to that 90 seconds. Now keep in mind, in the event of a tie, the next point or the next competitor to score would be determine the winner in that scenario. Let's also clarify legal as well as illegal scoring areas and techniques. The legal scoring areas include the body, not the arms, the chest down to the waist, the side of the armpit down to the waist, the head in all the areas, as well as light contact to the face or face shield. Now the illegal areas would be the neck, the throat, the back or spine, the legs, as well as the groin. Now as far as techniques that you can use to score legally, the back fist can be used, the reverse punch, a vertical punch, hammer fists, hook punches and uppercuts. Open hand techniques such as the ridge hand, an inner or an outer knife hand strike would also be legal techniques. As far as kicking techniques go, the front kick, round kick, side kick, hook kick, axe kick, as well as crescent kicks and also their variations are all legal techniques. Spinning techniques are legal as long as the competitor is looking at their opponent when executing the technique. Now let's review some of the illegal scoring techniques. Use of the fingertips, like a spear hand strike, palm heel strikes, elbow strikes, knee strikes, leg sweeps, throws, as well as takedowns, chokes, arm locks, or leg locks are all illegal techniques. Competitors cannot score with one or both hands touching the ground. Competitors must also land a legal scoring technique and finish on their feet and in a good stance. If a competitor falls after landing a legal scoring technique, no points will be awarded. Competitors must also land a legal scoring technique and land on their feet in a good stance. If I'm in my fighting stance here with Mr. Santa Maria and I come forward, and even if I score a technique, but I don't finish in a good stance, I lose my balance, I fall to one knee, I don't establish a good stance afterward. If I were to fall, if I were not to be in a good stance, technique is sloppy, those would not be considered points. As a reminder, competitors cannot score with one or both hands touching the ground. If we're in our fighting stance position, I'm being attacked and I reach, even if I score a technique, because that hand was downed, that competitor is not allowed to score. A competitor is also eligible to score with 1 foot in bounds if using a hand technique. However, if the lead leg is used in that instance, that competitor is considered completely out of bounds and not eligible to score. Competitors must remain in bounds after scoring a legal technique in order for the points to be awarded. If a competitor is in bounds and scores as their opponent is going out of bounds, that competitor is still eligible to score. Competitors must also stay in bounds after they have scored a technique. For example, Mr. Santa Maria is coming forward, I throw a kick and I end up landing out of bounds, that technique would not be scored. However, if I'm able to maintain position after scoring my technique, whether by cutting an angle, I'm able to stay inside, again, technique that's scored, landing out of bounds, it will not be eligible. Let's go through how techniques can be used on the edges of the ring. Now keep in mind, using this ring just as a reference point. If I were to have 1 foot inside the ring and 1 foot outside the ring, I would be eligible to score with a punching technique. Mr. Santa Maria was coming forward, I was able to throw a counter punching technique, that would be legal. However, the minute I lift that lead leg, if he's coming forward with a technique, I am no longer in bounds. My entire body is now out of bounds and I would not be considered eligible to score with a kicking technique. However, if that 1 foot is in bounds, again, that punching technique can be scored. Also keep in mind, if Mr. Santa Maria is attacking me and I'm starting to move out of bounds and he carries forward and he's able to score those techniques as I'm going out of bounds, Mr. Santa Maria is still in bounds and eligible to score. Keep that in mind, competitors. Now, let's review some of the point fighting penalties. The following infractions will result in an automatic penalty point awarded to the other competitor: excessive contact, late hitting, illegal techniques, or an illegal target area. The following infractions will receive a warning for the first offense and a penalty point awarded on the next subsequent infraction: avoiding the fight by intentionally falling or avoiding the fight by intentionally running out of bounds. Penalty points, when stacked on top of each other, can possibly result in a disqualification. On the first penalty, a point will be awarded. The second penalty, once again, a point will be awarded. On the third offense of the same penalty, again, a point will no longer be awarded, but that competitor will actually become disqualified from that match. Keep in mind that the center official can escalate any penalty to an immediate disqualification at their discretion. As always, students and parents, if you guys have any inquiries, any questions, feel free, reach out to your instructor for clarification. And as always, you guys can also reach out to me with any tournament related inquiries. Keep training hard. Hope to see you all soon. Have a wonderful day.